If you're a single mom, you've probably laid awake at night worrying about this exact question. Is my son going to grow up without knowing how to be a man because his dad isn't around? Is my daughter going to have daddy issues? Am I completely screwing up my kids by raising them alone? And maybe someone in your family has already said it out loud. Boys need their fathers. She needs a male role model. You can't be both mom and dad. And every time you hear it, you feel like you're failing before you've even started. I'm Elisa Schwartz, and over the past 7 years, I've coached over 800 single moms through this exact fear. And I've also raised my own kids without a consistent father figure in their lives. So here's what I need you to understand right now. You cannot be both mom and dad. And honestly, you shouldn't even try to be. Because when you try to be both, you just end up burning yourself out trying to compensate for something that isn't actually your responsibility to fix. Your kids don't need you to be two people. They need you to be one whole, emotionally healthy parent, plus a village of other adults who can show them different ways of being in the world. So in the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly what your kids actually need and the 3 specific types of relationships that help them thrive, even without a father figure at home. And I'm going to show you how to compensate for the father's absence without exhausting yourself and burning yourself out. Okay, let's get into it. So before we even talk about what your kids need, we have to address the fear that's keeping you up at night, that your kids are fundamentally damaged because they don't have a father in their lives. Here's what society tells you. Kids from single-parent homes are more likely to struggle academically, have behavioral problems, end up in poverty, have relationship issues, and all of that just feeds into this narrative that your kids are basically doomed. But here's what the actual research shows when you dig deeper. The negative outcomes aren't caused by the absence of a father. They're caused by 3 specific things: poverty, instability, and conflict. So kids struggle when they don't have resources, when their lives are chaotic with people constantly coming and going, and when they're exposed to high conflict relationships. But when you control for those 3 factors, when you look at single-parent homes that are financially stable, emotionally consistent, and low conflict, the outcomes are virtually identical to two-parent homes. Let me say that again, because I need you to really hear this. Your kids are not at a disadvantage because they don't have a father. They're only disadvantaged if they're living in poverty, chaos, or conflict. And those are things you can actually control. Now, does that mean they don't need other adults in their lives? No, of course not. Kids absolutely benefit from having multiple adults who care about them and model different ways of being. But here's the thing. They don't need a replacement dad specifically. What they need is a village. So here's the massive reframe I need you to make right now. Stop trying to find a replacement father. Instead, focus on building a network of safe, consistent adults who each offer something different. And once you understand what roles actually need to be filled, you can stop panicking and start being strategic about this. Which brings me to the 3 specific types of relationships your kids actually need. So now that you understand your kids aren't doomed, let's talk about what they do need. And I'm going to be very specific here because just saying they need role models is way too vague to actually be useful. Your kids need 3 types of relationships outside of you: skill builders, identity mirrors, and safe adults. So let me break down what each of those means and how you find them. Type number 1, skill builders. These are people who teach your kids specific skills, things like sports, music, art, fixing things, whatever. And the point here isn't that these skills are gendered. The point is that your kids need to learn from adults who are passionate about something and can pass that knowledge on. So if your son loves basketball but you don't know anything about it, he doesn't need a father figure. He just needs a basketball coach. If your daughter wants to learn to fix cars and you don't know how, she doesn't need a dad. She needs a mechanic willing to teach her. Here's how you find them. Look at what your kids are interested in and find community programs, coaches, or mentors in those areas. The soccer team with a great coach, the art teacher who stays after school, programs like Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And look, these don't have to be men. What matters is they're safe, skilled, and they show up consistently. Let me give you a real example. One of my clients has a son obsessed with building things. She found a local makerspace where an older volunteer took him under his wing. That man's not a father figure. He's a skill builder, teaching her son how to use tools and problem solve. And that's exactly what her son needed. Type number 2, identity mirrors. Now, these are people who reflect back who your kids are and who they can become. And this is especially important if your kids are part of identities you're not part of. So if you're white, raising a black child, they need black adults. And if you're raising a son, it helps to have men showing him healthy masculinity. Not because you can't teach him to be a good person, you absolutely can, but so he can see different ways to be a man. Here's how you find them. Look at your child's identities and seek out adults who share them. Teachers, coaches, family friends, mentors through formal programs. For example, I had a client raising 2 boys absolutely panicking because she's a woman. So we completely reframed it. She didn't need to teach them how to be men. She needed to expose them to men modeling healthy masculinity, emotionally available, respectful, strong without aggression. So she got intentional, made sure their coach emphasized teamwork over toxic competition, asked her brother for monthly one-on-one time, found a male therapist for her older son. She didn't try to become a man, she just built a village of men who could show her sons what healthy manhood looks like. And type number 3, safe adults. And the third type is people your kids can go to when they can't come to you. Every kid needs this because there will be times they're mad at you, embarrassed, or just need a different perspective. This might be your best friend, your sister, a teacher, a counselor. The key is your kids trust them, you trust them, and you've explicitly told them, if my kid comes to you, listen and let me know if it's something I need to know as their mom. For example, one client's 11-year-old daughter is at that age where she doesn't want to talk to mom about everything. So she identified the daughter's favorite aunt and had an actual conversation with her. Now the aunt is that safe space for friend drama, body questions, anything the daughter's too embarrassed to ask mom. So those are the 3 types. Skill builders who teach them things, identity mirrors who reflect who they are, and safe adults they can go to when they can't come to you. Now let me show you how to actually build this village in a way that's safe and doesn't completely exhaust you. So now you know what your kids need. But knowing and doing are completely different things, right? So let's talk about how you actually and practically build this without burning yourself out. Step 1, audit who's already there. Before you go looking for new people, start with who's already in your kids' lives. List every adult with consistent contact: teachers, coaches, family, neighbors. Next to each name, write which category they fit: skill builder, identity mirror, safe adult. This shows you exactly where the gaps are. Step 2, start with structured environments. When you're bringing new adults in, always start through programs that are already supervised. Sports teams, classes, mentorship programs, school clubs. These are lower risk because there's built-in accountability and supervision. Don't invite random men into your home hoping they'll be father figures. Sign your kid up for the team with the great coach instead. Step 3, watch how they interact. And this is critical. Pay attention to how these adults interact with your child. Do they respect boundaries, speak respectfully, show up consistently, keep appropriate boundaries? Trust your gut here. If something feels off, it probably is. Step 4, have the explicit conversation. If there's someone you want involved more, your brother, a friend, a coach, you need to ask directly. Don't just hope they'll step up. Say something like, I appreciate your relationship with my son. He looks up to you. I'm raising him alone, and it would mean a lot if you could be intentional about spending time with him once a month. Would you be open to that? Be specific. Tell them what you need. You're not asking them to be a father, you're just asking them to be a consistent presence in a manageable way. And here's the last thing. The village won't be perfect. Some people will let you down. Some relationships will fade. And that's completely okay. Your kids don't need perfect role models. They need real humans who show up and care. Your brother might be great at teaching them to fish, but terrible at emotional conversations. That's fine. He doesn't have to be everything. You're building a network where each person offers something different. Collectively, they give your kids what they need. Now, here's what every single mom struggles with at this point. You're doing all this work to build a village for your kids, but what about the things that only you can give them? Because there are things that only you, as their mom, can provide that no father figure could ever replace. And that's what we need to talk about next. So we've talked about building the village, but here's what I really need you to understand. All of that is supplemental. The foundation is you. Because there are 3 things only you can give your kids that no father figure, no matter how great, could ever replace. The first thing is emotional safety and consistency. Your kids need one emotionally safe, consistent parent. That's you. They know you won't abandon them. They know they can come to you with feelings and you won't shame them. They know what to expect because you show up day after day. And look, a lot of kids in 2-parent homes don't even have this. Your kids have one parent who is fully present, fully committed, fully theirs. That builds secure attachment. That's what makes them emotionally healthy. The second thing is modeling resilience. The second thing is this. You're teaching them every single day that hard things can be survived. They're watching you get knocked down and get back up. They're learning that asking for help is strength. They're learning you don't have to be perfect to be enough. So don't hide your struggles to protect them. Let them see you navigate hard things with grace. Let them see you cry and then keep going. That's what builds resilient kids. And the third thing is that they are enough. And this is the most important one. Your kids need to hear from you that they are enough, exactly as they are, that their family structure doesn't make them broken, that the absence of their dad doesn't define them. Tell them explicitly, our family looks different, and that's okay. We have everything we need. You are whole, exactly as you are. It's okay to feel sad about your dad sometimes, but you are not less than because of it. The story they tell themselves about their family shapes everything, and you get to give them that story. So when you give them emotional safety, when you model resilience, and when you tell them they are enough, they will be okay. Not just because of the village, though that helps, but because they have you, and you are enough. So now you have it all. The research proving your kids aren't doomed, the 3 types of relationships they need, skill builders, identity mirrors, safe adults, how to build that village safely and strategically, and the 3 things only you can give them that matter most. If you actually implement this, if you stop trying to be both parents and start building a village while focusing on what only you can provide, your kids will be more than okay. And if this helped you, share it with another single mom lying awake worrying she's ruining her kids. And check out the Surviving to Thriving Guide. It's a 6-pillar transformation system that's helped hundreds of burned-out single mothers reclaim their identity, set ironclad boundaries, heal from the inside out, and create a life that actually feels worth living instead of just survivable. I've put all my expertise from working with over 800 single moms over the past 7 years into this guide, and I made it available for everyone. You can find the link in the description or in the first pinned comment below. And finally, I want you to know that your kids are not broken. Your family is not less than. You are not failing. You are enough. Your love is enough. And your kids will be okay because they have you.